How's this for an intriguing background? Um, a million ideas are going through my head as to what I could do to possibly get my message across, to get our conversation to the same place, because there's a lot going on, and it's all going to have an effect on what happens, right? Either everything we do stops being relevant to anything. So, I mean, I was thinking about, how some things affect the future, some things don't. And certainly, as much an argument can be, sorry about the noise, as much an argument can be had for something that isn't done having an effect on a future, on a possibility, because nothing comes of nothing, and so I've got a theory that that's a lesson we're all going to learn before the end of our days, before our demise, because that is the one thing that we're starting to have in common. Basically, we're all going to die from climate change, and it's not to say that we're not all going to die from climate change, because many of us are dying from the exposure to all the non-foods and chemicals and radiation and everything that we're being exposed to in our environment, which is what we've unleashed on the natural world, for which we all are from and depend on to survive. And so a lot of us are getting cancer of some form or another, and many of us are experiencing the ill health from everything else we're exposed to in our lives, and the way this world is run, and to even try to imagine a different way is so difficult for so many people. And anyway, so enough about that. If I could get my perspective across to people, I think that I could have a chance. I mean, I think we could have a chance. And I think it's not just, I don't have all the answers, but I think I have the right introduction to the problem, in which we can all agree on should be the starting point to solving what is wrong with the world, what is harming us as individuals and as a collective, and what is ultimately going to kill us. If we're not talking about that, we're pretty much just not even treading water. We're basically going through the motions, and are suffering the outcome of that. So in one form, that's the reality of that. None of the general public is helping those that are at the front lines of protecting the essence of life, which is water, and protecting the natural world from these devastating oil spills and exposure to fracking gas and water, which got put in streams and poisoned communities, and was given as irrigation in times of a drought. All of these things are happening, and it's all happening. I mean, when whole states are going bankrupt, and their water systems quality failing as a result, this is a sign of the times. This is not something that's isolated, and and there are so many people that are in positions of power, just basically grasping, scratching at the surface of what's really got to happen. And there are people that are comfortable now that are going to be very uncomfortable in the very near future, and nobody is talking about this stuff. It is quite frightening, to be honest with you. It's also very alienating of friends and family who are also stuck in this lie of the world is going to be okay for us to continue to live like this for any longer, because it's certainly not. And silence and timing is not the issue. It has to happen now, and it's as simple as saying that you are part of this movement. You're part of it, and to explain and have conversations with those around you about this worldwide movement to stop the machine that is destroying the planet and our future. And I think it's also very important to understand how close to the end we are, because the Arctic is going to melt this year, and it's closing in now. I mean, if it doesn't happen this year, it's going to happen early next year. You know what I mean? The ice is just taking a pounding, and it's in the most basic understanding of science and energy. I mean, you could see that every year the main ice block is melting, and it's replaced in the cold season, which is only as a result of this balance taking this incredible life-giving shape that is our air conditioning that created this perfect balance of life for us. I mean, we're just a very fragile species, and wow, and the thing to get angry about is that they've known this for a long time, and they profited from us not knowing it, and basically destroying the world. I mean, I can't imagine my parents if they had a full understanding of where we would be now and where we're going to be real soon. That if they would have lived the life that they lived. I believe they were people that could have understood as bad as things were, but these truths were hidden from us, and they are basically stole our future. They stole the future of our children, and what I think our biggest chance now is to unite as a species, to go out with some dignity, and to if we can somehow preserve life on this planet. I think that is the biggest thing. I think every action hero, superhero could be written in a story to understand that this is the human species is facing extinction, and so is the potential of life on this planet. And I think there's a lot of cognitive energy in people seeing a reality for what it is, and knowing that this is the last story. I think that our thinking needs to focus on that, and collectively, and we can do something. I think we can. I believe in you, and you should believe in me. All right.